Ransomware is a type of malicious software that cybercriminals use to extort money from their victims. You may have noticed it making headlines over the years, and it's not going away anytime soon, unfortunately. In a typical attack, hackers will use various methods to gain access to your computer, at which point they'll execute software that locks up your important files, photos, and other data, only to be unlocked if you pay a ransom. Two popular tactics for gaining access to your machine involve trying to trick you into interacting with a malicious attachment sent to you via email, or trying to get you to click on a link that sends you to a poisoned website. The good news is that anti-ransomware technology can often block such attacks, but it's still important to educate yourself so that you don't invite ransomware-laced files onto your machine in the first place. Here are a few tips. When it comes to email, be on the lookout for phishing, phony emails meant to look like real ones and that ask you to do something such as wire money or follow a link to a website that then asks you to enter your username and password. This email message right here appears to be from Amazon. It's got the Amazon logo. The text looks just like the text you'd find in a legitimate Amazon email, and it's even got a familiar blue Amazon button. However, there are a couple other things to notice here. First, there's some poor grammar being used in this sentence, a classic tip-off that this is a phony email message. What's more, the sender's address is extremely suspicious given that everything to the right of the @ symbol appears to go to a site that has nothing to do with Amazon.com. If you were to click the Update Now button, you'd likely be taken to a site that looked like Amazon and asked you to enter your Amazon username and password, but that instead sent your credentials straight to the criminals, who could then use them to gain access to your real Amazon account. So when asked to visit a website, make sure to take a close look at the address, because often crooks will disguise it in order to make it look authentic. And sometimes they use a trick known as masking, where a hyperlink itself looks legitimate, but when you click on it, you're taken somewhere completely different. When in doubt, hover over a link before you click it to see where it really goes. And if you're asked to download and open an attachment, watch out for file types that you aren't familiar with. They're often disguised as other file types to fool you into clicking on them. This file here may look like a common PDF, but the presence of the little arrow in the lower left corner shows it's a shortcut link that sends you somewhere else. Now, being able to spot such attacks doesn't mean much if you're not using strong passwords. Criminals won't have to try to trick you at all if they can just log straight into your accounts. The best passwords should be at least 12 characters long, use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, include special characters such as punctuation marks, and avoid using common or sentimental terms such as your dog's or your children's names, which can be easy to find online. And you should use a different password for every online account. This is a lot to keep track of if you have a lot of accounts, so look into using a password manager to keep track of them all for you. They're usually not that expensive, and they can work wonders for keeping you protected. If you found these tips useful, great. And hey, here's one more. Download Sophos Home. It's free, state-of-the-art protection against ransomware, malware, viruses, and more for your home computers. Visit sophos.com/home to learn more and try it for yourself.